Hi, my name is Dr. Pavan Soni, and today we are doing a design thinking workshop with this American MNC called Dover. Now, often people understand design thinking to be a tool which is meant for technology problem solving. However, in today's workshop, we have tried to take a very human-centric problem, which is about how do we make this organization in India one of the top 10 places to work for as far as a great place to work for ranking goes. So let me take you through how we go about it. So if you look at design thinking, it's a 5-stage process. We start with inspire, where we look at the design brief. A good design brief should have the elements of a stretch, putting some constraints and yet keeping it vague. Then we empathize with our key stakeholders and try to define the problem as sharply as we possibly can. We go into the ideation, where we use bunch of methods for systematic ideation. We do prototyping and testing, and finally the winning ideas get to scale. Now for this particular team, the design brief that we had was that how Dover India could be amongst one of the top 10 places of great place to work for by the year 2025. And this map is what we call as the future back mind map. What we do in the future back mind map is we try to envisage this as the future, and then we come back and try and understand that what are the things that we need to do to ensure that this outcome is achieved. So for example, we look at inspiring leadership, motivation, competence development, the visibility of employees, working culture, etc. So this really helps us chisel out some of the elements of our future state. The second map is what we call as the stakeholder map. And in this particular stakeholder map, we try and look at the problem from all the stakeholders: learning and development team, engineering talent, HR, leadership team, the corporate leadership team, etc. And for each of the stakeholders, we look at what are the pains and what are the gains. So this again allows us to understand it from a larger perspective. We then look at what we call as a journey map. So a customer journey map is where we try to understand that if I have to go from my current state to the future state, what are the various models that I need to go to? For example, if I look at the present state that we are, then what are the steps I need to take in terms of business operating system, leadership, infrastructure, etc. So together these three maps help me understand the problem space better. Then we get into the ideation model. And in ideation, one of the sacrosanct properties is that how do we look at high quantity of ideas before we reduce it to high quality of ideas. So there we have, of the several methods that are available to us, we have used two methods today. One is what we call as lateral thinking. So in the lateral thinking model, we have looked at the various stages of the employee journey map, and then what can we eliminate, combine, automate, reverse, and substitute in each of the stages. So this allowed us to generate ideas, and in just about 40 minutes time, we could generate 50 very good ideas. Another model that we use right now is what we call as analogous design. In analogous design, the perspective is whatever problem that we are trying to solve is been solved by somebody else somewhere. So instead of trying to reinvent the wheel, why not learn from the best in class and try to bring those problems to a perspective. We then look at shortlisting the top ideas. So what we do is we look at the top 10 ideas with respect to the theme that we had, and I would let the team take us through this in the form of a quick elevator pitch. But the whole point is, instead of thinking about the ideas in your mind, we try to bring those in reality with the help of these models and prototyping. And I guess this also allows us to really get the perspective in terms of how do we go about executing these ideas. So this is what design thinking is in action. I'll shortly be sharing the elevator pitch with you. So in summary, what I want to offer to you is that design thinking is not only a method for solving technical problems or to do with the product design or development. You can solve any problem, and this team has really taken a very ambitious objective of solving people-centric problem using design thinking. So I hope this video was used to you. Thank you so much.
It's fine to be a little cautious. Good evening, everyone. Very happy to present to you, our team's project. Our Dover of 2027 is an organization which will be amongst the top 10 great places to work for in India. And as a team, we identified 10 themes. And as you can see here, the first theme, the topmost theme that we felt was the employer branding. We feel that Dover as an organization is great, however its presence is not really known across the country, or that's what we feel. So here we are to really work towards creating the Dover brand and creating its awareness. moving on, being an innovation center, we feel that we have a long distance to travel, and there's a lot that we can do, and I'll just kind of share why we've depicted the duck, the bird. This is basically, duck has this quality of being very calm on the outside, but it's constantly ruffling beneath the water. So here there are our team members who are constantly striving to innovate, and but very nicely, very calmly, and then we really come up with a lot of innovative ideas, and then we fly high. All of this is not really possible if we don't have a leadership who kind of guides the way for us. They are our lighthouse, and they would probably guide us, and that's why we've spoken of inspiring leadership as a theme. As a team, what we felt was that we want to innovate, we want to create a brand, but what's also important is that we are working for our operating companies here. And again, in that sphere, we feel that we have a distance to travel. We need to be more aligned. There should be a lot of product ownership here, a lot of solutions that we should own here at Dover India. And hence we spoke about the oneness and the alignment piece as the fourth important theme. I'll probably now request Shiva to talk about who is going to help us achieve this. Over to you.
Thank you, Shivani. So to continue to achieve all these things, we need a solid talent attraction pipeline. We have to continue to work on how do we attract best talent from the market within Dover. And with that being there, how do we, after inducting them, how do we work on their competency development, bringing in some of the good training programs, giving them the most sophisticated tools and technologies to work on, and things like that. After that, how do we reward? How do we acknowledge their performance? So in order to do that, we have to work on a very strong platform of rewards and recognition culture, employee benefits, in order to retain and motivate them. And followed by that, we also have to have a very strong infrastructure in place so that our employees feel completely at ease when they are working, and they are making their work experience completely rich. Followed by that, we also want to ensure that there is a strong business operating system in place in order for us to have a consolidated working experience to be delivered.
So that's what
Thank you.
Thank you.